program.
Talk today.
Because there are more questions than answers.
What the public is saying.
Waiting to take your calls right now. Sterling Dwayne Ebanks.
Hey, good afternoon and welcome back. Thank you so much for joining us here on this edition of Talk Today. And as we get into the next discussion, again, a special thanks to our esteemed contestants for joining us. And now, as we welcome our friends from the Cayman Cancer Society for a few minutes, Miss Victoria and Miss Catherine, good afternoon. Thank you for joining us.
Good afternoon.
How is your day so far, Miss Victoria?
Oh, gosh, it's been wonderful. Just a bit hot. Oh, my, what the heat.
Well, it is hot, but not here in the studio. I mean, it's just It's a cool 69 degrees.
It's the summertime.
All right. Now, we have been very grateful over the years to see the continued work at the Cancer Society, from the educational awareness to the promotions, from the initiatives that we can get involved in to help with your programming. And as a partnership, we can continue to grow our communities. Ms. Victoria, share with us one.
Absolutely. Yes, Dwayne. Well, today we're here to talk about our education committee. Last time we were on with Dr. Duncan, and I touched briefly on the topic that, hey, we have an education committee. We have these experts in the field who can share information. But, it's a summertime, and we know that there are summer camps. There are church groups that are willing and ready for presentations to learn more. So we're here to, just to pitch exactly what we have to offer.
All right.
Yeah.
Ms. Catherine?
Well, I would just like to say I can touch on what is something that's new, and that is a Gardasil vaccine, a new one that has come out and is available on island. So we just kind of want to raise awareness on that level so that people know what is available to them and they can educate themselves as to how they can prevent certain things. Like the only prevention for cancer right now that's out there is the vaccine for Gardasil, which protects against HPV and certain strains that cause cancer.
Yes.
So, yeah.
And let me add as well, Catherine speaks Spanish, so these presentations can be done in Espanol.
Yes.
I think she's bilingual in English.
Yes.
I do you for now, Catherine. Can we speak multiple languages?
Oh, yes.
But, thank you. It just shows how proud Miss Victoria, of our colleague, but the importance of our community. We talk about being multicultural. We talk about the many different nationalities, but to see our own people develop, language skills that go beyond just the ordinary. And I think, Catherine, as we go forward, I can see you adding 2 or 3 more languages to your repertoire.
Yes, of course, why not?
Yeah, as we should, right?
As we all should.
And when we think of the community, whether it's in the retail environment or in a working office environment, we see people who are specifically Spanish speaking. Sometimes just maybe because of the urgency or something, resorting to their native tongue, giving our presentations like this to them and an audience that helps them to understand it much easier.
Yeah, because in the past we were never able to do this. We would maybe someone would have wanted to reach out to us for a presentation for their group, but we're hesitant, to contact us. But now we have Miss Espanol with us.
Yes. So the Spanish community can feel comfortable knowing that if they do want education, that it is available to them in their native tongue, where they may feel more comfortable understanding. So it is advantageous to have someone.
It just shows you how as commendable it is that you're being so responsive to that growing population in our community. It is a changing dynamic, but it's one that we need at the very least acknowledge and determine how we're going to respond. Maybe before you leave, Ms. Cathy, you make a special appeal, as...
The thing is, Dwayne, each month the Cancer Society assigns a certain cancer that we raise awareness to. In February, it's World Cancer Day. So throughout that month, we sort of focus on highlighting all cancers, really. In March, I think it's honoring women here in Cayman. And we then we've adjusted our schedule somewhat, so we are now focusing on female cancers. April is GI cancer. I think, did we have anyone on radio at that time? But we did have a wide promotion of GI cancers. May, respiratory tract cancers. June, which we're just past June. During the summer months, June, July, and August, we focus on skin cancer. But, we can always adjust to what someone would want to hear or to have us present on. September, childhood cancer. October, which everyone knows about, it's breast cancer awareness. And in November, it's prostate cancer. So these are some of the topics, the cancers that we cover during these months. But outside of that, we have various other cancers that we can touch on, like cancer prevention, colorectal cancer, smoking, tobacco, the effects of smoking on our system, and what other cancer can we think of? There are so many, and of course HPV, as Kat said.
Yeah.
Now, when we think about the idea of the awareness initiative that brings people along, and you just shared it outside for HPV, the Gardasil vaccine, people may see it advertised when they're traveling or when they're watching television.
Mm-hmm.
They may come across it, an article in some magazine, or there may be some media report. But having an opportunity to speak with education officers here at the Cancer Society, you get a first-hand perspective to decide for yourself if this is...
Yes.
From that, though, when we think of the work of the Cancer Society, as an NGO, as it were, is not there for anything else other than to try to educate and promote awareness.
Mm-hmm.
The public, could we get involved more with your activities through volunteering otherwise?
You absolutely can. Just maybe a week or so ago, we were part of the youth. I can't remember, but it's Miles. Can you remember?
Yeah, it was a volunteer fair.
Yeah,
for the adult young people of the Cayman Islands, mostly in the schools. A lot of the schools just came together, and we had a booth there, and the kids were able to sign the form to sign up to be volunteers. The form really lists a bunch of skills, and they could tick off which skills were more dominant to them, and they were able to show what they could help out in. And so it was really good, because now for them, community service is a mandatory thing so that they can graduate. So it was very good to see a bunch of kids signing up and that they want to be a part of the community as well.
It's really good to give back to the community, and for them to learn this from this age, it's it's going to make a big impact.
Cause them to grow into that idea of sharing with others, sharing their resources, their time, their talent.
There were I think there were over 700 students that attended that fair.
Yeah, there was a lot of them. A lot of them, mostly from John Gray and Clifton Hunter, but a lot of them from the private schools as well. Also, Lehman East Scott High School was representing as well. So
well, as we've heard earlier from the Miss Teen contestants, through their platforms, you've seen that idea of trying to serve the greater good, becoming involved in things, and the professions they want to go into, their motivations now as to why they want to get into it. Hopefully, as a society, we embrace that sort of mindset. It's not just pursuing a wealth and the like. It's about contributing to our communities.
That's true. And if person is not, it's an older person. Well, not really old, but we take
not
we
old
take
like Miss
every
Susan.
age.
Is what you're saying. Okay.
Even I notice even preschoolers are volunteering. They're selling cookies. They're having bake sale, whatever, lemonade stand. There are various ways to volunteer and to give back. And if someone is interested in helping out at the Cancer Society, you can always send an email to info@cics.ky, or you just go to our website, which is www.cics.ky, and we have a volunteer form there that can be filled out. Or just call the office, 949-7618. We're always looking for volunteers, because the kind of work that we do, it takes an army of volunteers to get things accomplished.
But that's just it. There's so much that needs to happen, from organizing under stride to other activities, just to maybe meeting with people who have been recently diagnosed and just want some information, to going through all of the other bits that you do, and now having the component for the second language for that growing segment. You do presentations to groups, companies, to schools, to PTAs, to churches?
Anyone who reaches out to us, if it's even two people sitting on a bench somewhere that we can get to, we are going to get to them, because we have the information to share and we're going to share it. We're not holding anything to ourselves. So small groups, large groups, churches, schools, private sector, public sector, wherever.
Well, I appreciate you taking a few minutes and coming and share with us to give us information. Now, for those individuals or groups who are interested in more information, maybe want a presentation, maybe want to learn more, what's the best way to contact the Cancer Society?
They could send an email. I'll give my email, victoria@cics.ky, or they could just call the office, 949-7618. Everyone has access to a computer or their phones, really. They have the internet on there. Just Google Cayman Islands Cancer Society and you're going to find us, and you'll find our telephone number, email addresses, everything there.
All right. Thanks very much.
All right.
And Ms. Catherine, it's up to you if you want to make that appeal to your Spanish community.
Of course, they should obviously feel free to get in touch with me if they feel like they can't speak enough English to ask anyone else at the office. They can ask to speak to me, and I would be more than happy to help. I would be more than happy to give the presentations on the behalf of the education community in Spanish. I absolutely do not mind. If they want to get in touch with me personally, I will give my email as well. It's on the website, like Vicky said, but it's Catherine@cics.ky, and they can get in touch with me personally if that would make them more comfortable. That's totally fine by me.
All right. Well, if they type in Spanish, I'm sure they come.
Of course.
We're waiting. We are waiting. We want to spread the word. We want to share the information. We have these experts on our committee, and also, in a pool that we can call on for presentation. So people should take the opportunity to get in touch with us.
All right. Well, thank you both very, very much. And to
Thanks
the public
for
listening,
us.
the Cancer Society is there if you need any information or any help or just guidance, whether it's on new drugs or otherwise, right?
Thank you.
Yes.
Thank you as well.
Thanks for having
Enjoy
us.
the rest of your week.
You as well. Thank you.
We'll pause quickly and take a short break. When we come back, a few minutes of open line, and then we'll continue more at 1:30. Please stay tuned for Talk Today.
South Coast Bar and Grill up in Breakers, man, that is the place. For traditional Cayman cuisine, oh, you will love the taste. At South Coast Bar and Grill, we got conch and lobster and turtle stew. And every Sunday, come out with your family for the barbecue.
Enjoy dining by the sea in the relaxed, tranquil atmosphere with local food specials every day and karaoke every Saturday night with Cayman Elvis.
For Cayman and cuisine, the talk today is South Coast Bar and Grill.
Cayman National Bank has been proudly serving the Cayman community for over 40 years. With over 7 customer service centers and ATMs located throughout Grand Cayman, Cayman Brac, and Little Cayman, Cayman National makes banking easy. Whether you're out dining, shopping, or playing, we invite you to visit our customer service center, conveniently situated at Camana Bay, which offers full-service banking along with ample parking. I invite you to visit us at Camana Bay, where banking blossoms.
Hi, I'm remodeling our bathroom. I have a few questions.
Sure.
What are some ideas to make my bathroom feel larger? How do I know if I'm picking the right vanity? How do I choose a new toilet or a new countertop? Also, the lighting is terrible. Can I put a window or a skylight? And do I really need an exhaust fan?
You've come to the right place. At Brand Source, we custom design kitchen and baths, and our talented design team can help answer your questions. Whether you're looking for a modern, functional family bathroom or a luxurious personal retreat, we'll help create that beautiful space that makes your home yours. And if you're in a rush for a new look and have a limited budget, our ready-to-install bathroom vanities built with solid wood and countertops of the finest materials are a quick and easy remodeling solution.
For the very best in custom-designed kitchens and baths, visit Brand Source Home Gallery on Dorsey Drive, Industrial Park, Cayman's new kitchen and bath center.
Radio Cayman, maintaining the innovation.
On a daily basis, making it easy to connect with you, our listeners. Add us to WhatsApp today, 925-3261. That's 925-3261.
Radio Cayman.
Send a text or voice note.
Can I send a request, please?
You don't really have to ask us. Just send a request.
This is a shout out to my ex.
Radio Cayman, the voice of the Cayman Islands.
Radio Cayman, maintaining the innovation.
Talk today. But I do have some questions. Talk today.
Cayman Islands' foremost listeners' participation program.
Talk today.
Because there are more questions than answers.
What the public is saying.
Waiting to take your calls right now. Sterling Dwayne Ebanks.
Hey, good afternoon and welcome back to Talk Today. 949-8037 or toll free with the compliments of Flo at 1-800-534-8255. It's an open line as we invite your calls. Have you share your thoughts with us if you so choose. And at 1:30, our friends from the Health Services Authority will join us to tell you about their, patient portal and appointments reminder system. Some of us are using it and find it to be very, very efficient and effective. Well, we got a little preview of that. That's on top at 1:30. But for now, why not share your thoughts with us? It is open line. I do recognize that many of us are going about our day trying to be the very best we can to put, as they say, our best foot forward on the challenging and difficult times from different reasons. From the jovial and trivial when it comes to the sporting events to the whole issue of things that are happening in our community, to the losses that we're feeling. But as best as we can, we got to draw on our inner strength and be that supporting member for our friends and family. It is a small community. Many things happen almost immediately, and we all know about it. So just remember to hold up each other in prayer, whether it's the expected or the unexpected. 949-8037 or 1-800-534-8255. Or you can call us, WhatsApp, email, as you so choose. I had a earlier discussion, and it was, as the fellow said, a bit disjointed because he's only sort of puts maybe every 4 years or so as the World Cup rolls around. He used to, he said, to do it with the Olympics, but not so much now. He set aside some time to, watch the world at play. So this year, he hadn't had a chance, the last World Cup, to do so. So this year he was going to do it. And, when we got together, we wasn't a scenario he thought we can chat. So while he's on the phone to me watching the game, he apologized for being sort of not fully attentive. But he wanted to share quickly as we get ready for the show, this idea that Cayman is at a crossroads, economically, politically, and socially. And he said that as he was watching the different games recently, he was sharing the view that, here we have some teams that are seemingly advancing to stages that they were unexpected to even sort of emerge in the first round. Some perhaps even not even expected to qualify in the early days. And that got him to thinking of where Cayman is and what Cayman could be and what the country should be considering. Whether it's in tandem in its partnership with the CARIBCOM, or whether it's trying to paddle its own canoe, or whether it's the whole issue that it needs to be driving some of their own initiatives. But then he says, well, where's the UK in this whole issue of good governance? Is it that, as he has been opting to try to ignore in the past? No, they're not there deliberately orchestrating behind the scenes for the failure of the country, as it's been alleged to have done with respect to the former colonies. But it's certainly not showing the example of a good parent, of a good overseer, of this master, even if it's using that colonial terms. But he's increasingly becoming, concerned that if we are moving down the road, whether it's in 5 years or 50 or 500, that we become independent, and there's nothing in place to make sure there's a semblance of security and stability, that there is this thing that's going to continue to help us to be sustainable, then will the UK be judged to be at fault for either, one, deliberate orchestrating such a move, or two, failing to assist as best as they can? Now, we shared it's not about financial assistance. He thought technical assistance would be even better, helping us to ensure that our systems are in place, our policing, the judiciary, the idea of our governance models, our budgeting, the notion that there'll be more participation in the democracy, more involvement. But from that, he thought, well, does that mean that the people who come and live here should be free to come and live here as they want? Should there be any sort of controls when they do come, whether there are screening processes? Should they be almost immediately allowed to participate in the electoral process as voters, as potential candidates? If not, then are there certain infringements in that respect? So many of the things that he thought are being ignored as a country, and the UK, with in his view, the great level of diplomacy and political acumen that it has continued to fail this territory in particular in moving forward its constitution, in moving forward it as a democracy, and ensuring that Cayman gets the opportunity to participate on the world stage, whether it's through sporting mechanisms, whether it's the World Cup, Olympics, or the Commonwealth Games, or even some of the regional games, to participate in economically. It serves, he says, a great role as an offshore financial center, providing the mechanism for international commerce, from the financing huge deals that fund many of the projects in the UK or in any of the G7 nations, to some of the other things that may have been less favorable to the global community, but yet without a financing a mechanism that can provide a level of security and confidentiality, then where would some of these deals sort of be consummated, as he puts it? But your thoughts? Now, his final point is that he believes that for the most part, the Cayman public, and in particular the voting aspect of the Cayman public, is unaware and ill-informed about the role that the country plays and the importance of Cayman's continued economic stability when it comes to global finance. 949-8037 or 1-800-534-8255. Now, his final sort of comment in that was that we're out for the summer, and he thought that the education approach of our students from the early days through our tertiary was that we're failing to position our people to develop our own systems in conjunction with established systems to ensure that those who are going to be working here, who are coming from here, are being prepared to take on the roles in the financial sector and in governance. And we're not necessarily focusing on those areas as much as he thinks we should have. Now, when we come back from our break, we invite you to be a part of it. You can give us a shout on our WhatsApp, 925-32-621. You can type it and send it across. You can record a voice note. On our schedule, we get a chance to chat with Mr. Sean Cohen from the HSA. We talk about the patient portal and the appointments reminder system. We have a wonderful facility. We just need to be aware of it, find out how we can access, and equally, how we can help to improve it through our feedback. You can call us at 949-8037, or if you access the Flow toll-free number, 1-800-534-8255. You can always email talktoday@candw.ky. Please stay tuned for Talk Today.
Nursing, education, social work, media studies, hospitality, electrical, plumbing, AC. Wow, I didn't even know that the University College of the Cayman Islands offered all that.
Yes, all of that and more, as well as event management and QuickBooks. They also did customized training for our staff last month. Hey, didn't your son just graduate from high school? Take him so he can apply for the fall semester.
Pursue your academic and professional goals at UCCI. Admissions are ongoing. Classes start August 27th. Visit them or call 623-8224 to learn more.
Give me freedom, give me fire.
Cave Bar and Lounge in Northside. Your home for all the World Cup action. Open daily from 10 a.m. with $70 bucket specials during all World Cup games and daily happy hour specials. Feel the passion, feel the fire, free the mind, and enjoy the game at the Cave Bar and Lounge, located on Frankstown Road in the Old Nico Norte.
When I get older, I will be stronger. They'll call me freedom, just like a waving flag. So wave your flag.
Cave Bar and Lounge.
Wow, looks good. What is that?
Chicken chair.
What did you just say to me?
Chicken chair.
I am not a chicken
Whoa! I said chicken share. It's from KFC. Bucket of 12 hot wings, 6 pieces of chicken, or 8 tenders. KFC chicken share. Just $12 each.
Oh.
Want some chicken, tenders, or hot wings?
You're sharing your chicken share with me?
The new chicken share from KFC, just $12 each, and it's finger-licking good. Dine at KFC Baytown Plaza, KFC Shedden Road, or KFC at the Strand.
It's hard. Being a parent is demanding, not to mention trying to keep a roof over our heads and food on the table. I needed help, and the Ministry of Education was able to provide it for my child to attend preschool. From one parent to another, if you need the financial help, submit your application today to find out if you qualify for preschool funding assistance.
If you have a child who is 3 years old but not yet 4 by September the 1st, you may be eligible to receive funding. Application forms can be collected from the Government Administration Building, the Department of Education Services, all early childhood centres, and may be found on the Ministry of Education's website at www.education.gov.ky. If you need more information about this government assistance program, please do email ecap@gov.ky. That's ECAP@gov.ky, or call 244-5724.
Talk today. But I do have some questions. Talk today.
Cayman Islands' foremost listeners' participation program.
Talk today.
Because there are more questions than answers.
What the public is saying.
Waiting to take your calls right now. Sterling Dwayne Ebanks.
Hey, good afternoon and welcome back to Talk Today. And thank you so much for joining us. It truly is a distinct honor now to welcome to our studio an opportunity to be able to continue our partnership with the Health Services Authority as we welcome Ms. Monique Spence and Mr. Sean Cohen as we talk about the patient portal and appointments reminder system. Off the bat, Ms. Monique, I know a few people, whether it's through physio or whether it's through other areas, they've gotten their reminders and they're, wow, it's right there, it works. But it seems that even though there are a few, they're not enough for us. So good afternoon to you, and hopefully we'll get a chance to get more people. Welcome, Ms. Monique.
Thank you.
All right. Ms. Cohen?
Good afternoon.
All right. Now, what is the, well, first off, as we talk about the patient portal, we go through it. Tell us about it, maybe. How does it work? What is it called? And the like.
Okay, so the patient portal is called My HSA Patient Portal. And what it is really HSA is trying to make it easier for our patients to manage their health information using this free online portal. So it allows them access to their health information 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. And they'll be able to view general lab results, radiology reports, upcoming appointments, immunization, allergy, and health history, as well as send a secure message to their healthcare team. Right. But I think the most important thing about the service is the convenience of booking your appointment with the general practice clinic at Georgetown. So you no longer have to wait in line or on the phone to book your appointment. You could book it anytime, anywhere. And as I say, it's only available for Georgetown General Practice Clinic. It's not available for radiology or any of the other departments.
All right. It's called My HSA.
Yeah, it's called My HSA.
My HSA Patient Portal.
Right.
Which is true. I mean, it is My HSA. In all the sense. I love it. First, when I first saw people having it come up on there, well, in this case, there's little portable devices and, oh yeah, my appointment is, and they do this manipulating of their things as they would normally. People book coffee and breakfast and they do it online. This is similar. So it's only for HSA
It's only for HSA patients, and you have to be 18 years or older.
All right. Now, many times these things, there's an app, there's a cost, there's some subscription. In this case, is there a cost to use my HSA?
No, it's absolutely free.
Right.
So you could sign up anytime you're ready.
How do you sign up, though? How do you go about it?
Okay, there are two ways you could sign up. You could come into HSA, any of our facilities, any of our registration counters, and our registration clerks will sign you up. Or you could sign up online, and Sean could speak more about the online process.
Yeah, you just basically go on to the the HSA website, www.hsa.ky. And then there's a patient portal section that you just click on, and it'll give you detailed instructions on how to go about it. Normally, if you sign up using the online functionality, then you'll have to ensure that you have a webcam that is available either on your mobile device or on your computer, because we do have to take not only your photo ID, or also your picture of your driver's license. So you have to match back to who you really are.
All right, just to confirm, part of the security measure as well.
Yes.
So you're uploading a photo, and what sort of, in addition to that, what sort of details would a person know? Would they need to know the MRN number?
No. All you're going to do is just fill out just some basic information about yourself, like your date of birth and so forth. It'll ask you some challenge questions as well, to see if you remember, like, when you last visited the HSA or something like that. But mostly it's just gathering general information about you and the persons who will be verifying that information against our system.
All right. Now, I know you mentioned at the outset, but just quickly, for those patients who would want, first off, you got to be a patient at HSA. You got to be of legal age majority, 18 and above. But if you were using one of the district health centers and not general practice, for instance, at HSA, could you make appointments for there as well?
No, it has to be Georgetown General Practice Clinic.
Okay, not specialist clinic?
No, but we will soon have the service available to those departments and those clinics.
Yeah, for the specialist clinic right now, you can actually just send a request online through the patient portal, and then one of the service clerks will be able to go ahead and process that for you based on the information that you submit to them. But at the moment, we're just piloting it right now for the general practice location at the hospital, and then from there we'll expand out to the different district clinics and then to the different specialties as well.
Makes sense. You rolled out and gradually just introduced to other parts. Right. As we're speaking to Monique Spence and Sean Coy, with the greatest of respect, I think many people are trying to get online in different ways, so efficiencies, cost effectiveness, and the like. But there's always a concern about how secure is it. My HSA, tell us about
well, it's very secure. First of all, you have to go through a verification process, even just to gain access to the patient portal. But once you're able to set up, go through that verification process, you're able to set up your account just like a normal account where you put in, your username, your password, and some challenge questions. And then if you're trying to access the app, so we both have the app on Google Play as well as on the iOS. So they have their own securities that you can leverage to keep the app secure as well. So Face ID, Touch, or something like that, or regular passwords as well.
Yeah.
And we just want to assure everyone that there's no one at HSA that knows your password.
Correct.
The password is completely yours, and it controls access to my HSA. And without it, you can't see your information.
All right. Now, as we go into, I want to, I was to ask you about the app as well as you just referenced it. But if I could just revisit, you talked about it, being able to, view upcoming sort of appointments, scheduling your appointments and looking at things. Maybe for those just joining us, what other sort of information would a patient, and you referenced their health history, like what, person sign up, they have it, they want to go through. How much of that person's health history would a person be able to view with this portal?
Well, they'll be able to see mostly their labs and radiology information, as well as any immunizations or allergies they've had. Lab results, we don't have all our lab results on there. Even the most sensitive ones we don't put up out there. But generally, the vast majority of them are there. And the same with the radiology results.
Now, if a person, for whatever reason, has not signed up for it, for whatever reason it's not there, is that the information is not uploaded and available, or is only after that they say, listen, I would like to be able to access the HSA, make my permits, have the convenience and the security, that information is then uploaded, as it were.
So what this app does is it just leverages our health record system. So the data is always there. It's just a matter of once you sign up, you get instant access to that data.
Okay. Now tell us more about that, Mr. Sean.
About the data,
and the app and stuff. I mean, give us, tell us more about it.
So it's like I said, it's just all about convenience. So imagine having to constantly go down to medical records to see just basic information about your vitals, say like your labs or radiology. You can now have all that information at your fingertips. So if you did a lab test today, in like 3 days' time, if that result has been completed, it will be uploaded into the system. Now, we do have a standard delay for any information to be uploaded, because it has to be first verified by a physician. So if there's anything abnormal, they'll be able to contact you first before it goes up there. But it's generally after 3 days, then the information is displayed into the system.
And the app is called Healthy Life. So that's HEALTHELIFE. Mm-hmm. And we'd advise you to sign up first. Well, you have to sign up to My HSA first before you download the app, because you need your My HSA login and password to access the app.
All right, so Health E-Life.
Health E-Life, the letter E.
Yeah,
life.
E-commerce, e-government, E-Life, health. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
I bet that was Miss Monique's idea.
No,
but no, he's like, that's Monique's. There you go, man. But I must commend you for it, because as we look at leveraging sort of healthcare in the 21st century, and people are traveling, maybe in conjunction with their physician here, they've arranged a consult elsewhere, or something may have happened. Mm-hmm. They'll be able to log in and get some information, have it shared almost instantaneously.
Mm-hmm. And that's correct. Bear in mind, it's not your full health record, but it is some of the more major information, like your labs and your radiology. So if something happened to you overseas, at least a physician can see at least that basic information right off the bat, without having to send a request all the way here and then have the information sent up to the physician. At least you can see like labs and radiology stuff.
Now, is it printable, downloadable? Person goes online, access the information, and they say a radiology report. They want to, download it somewhat, whether electronically or they want to physically print it. Is the feature available for that person?
There is some information that is printable from it, but not everything. And once again, it's all about security. Right. You don't really want to have all your information printed out.
What about downloadable? I mean, like if they wanted to, put it down to their...
It's the same thing, yeah.
Doesn't matter if it's hard or otherwise.
Right.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Efforts to make it as secure as possible.
Yeah, that's it. We're just trying to make sure that even though we're giving you all your information, we want it to still be secure enough.
But you can take a screenshot.
Nobody can just go and just take any information. Yeah, anything you can is not totally secure.
Yeah. See, I actually have got children, so I understand this. No, we're joking with Jess, but this shows us where we are in relation to the emerging technologies and how we leverage it. Mm-hmm. When we come back from our break, Mr. Goy, Ms. Monique, could we share more about it? Maybe tell us about some of the other new technologies that are available to patients, and as we talk about the growing advances at HSA.
Yes, definitely.
No problem.
We'll open our phone lines if you guys want to call and ask a question, confirm something. At the end of the month, I think we may have paid our bills. I'm not sure. Those guys in finance and government going, will you stop that? I just tease. So it's 949-8037 or 1-800-534-8255. Or you can WhatsApp 925-3261 as we talk to you about the patient portal and the appointments reminder system. We'll also ask about how that works as well. Mm-hmm. Sean Cohen and Monique Spence are our guests. Please stay tuned for Talk Today.
Kia Soul passes it to Kia Sportage. Sportage makes a stylish move over to the sleek Optima. Optima then flicks it across to the 7-seat Sorento. Sorento heads it. Goal! Kia!
It's time to score with the entire 2018 Kia lineup at GT Motors. Get up to $3,000 cash back. The first 50 customers will score a World Cup replica football and mascot. Hurry, it's the best thing that's happened to car buyers all year. The 2018 Kia clearance sale, only at GT Motors on Godfrey Nixon Way. Kia, driving football fever.
Give me freedom. freedom, give me fire.
Cave Bar and Lounge in Northside, your home for all the World Cup action. Open daily from 10 a.m. with $17 bucket specials during all World Cup games and daily happy hour specials. Feel the passion, feel the fire, free the mind, and enjoy the game at the Cave Bar and Lounge, located on Frankstown Road in the Old Nico Norte.
When I get older, I will be stronger. They'll call me freedom, just like a waving flag. So wave your flag.
Cave Bar and Lounge.
Radio Cayman's financial news covering banking, investments, stock markets, and more. Local and international financial news brought to you during the 6 p.m. news hour by Fidelity Bank. Fidelity, we're good for you.
Talk today. But I do have some questions. Talk today.
Cayman Islands' foremost listeners' participation program.
Talk today.
Because there are more questions than answers.
What the public is saying.
Waiting to take your calls right now. Sterling Dwayne Ebanks.
Hey, good afternoon and welcome back to Talk Today. 949-8037 or toll free with the compliments of Flo at 1-800-534-TALK. In the studio, as we talk to you about the HSA's patient portal and appointments reminder system, it's Monique Spence with Sean Cohen, our guest. And for those who may be just joining us, quick recap about the patient portal. I mean, what is it? What's it called? My HSA?
Yeah.
I can see a song, My HSA. Susan's like, I don't think so. You're a radio host, not on-air talent. No. So it's My HSA.
My HSA patient portal.
Okay. And it does what again?
And you can manage your health information using this online platform. So you can view your medical records as well. So you could view your lab results. You could view radiology reports. You could send a secure message to your healthcare team, as well as book appointments online, but with general practice clinic at Georgetown only.
Okay. For now.
For now. Yeah.
Sean, you got until the end of the month. No, you have to start somewhere, and I think many of us, irrespective of which district we live in, we tend to use I still call it the Georgetown Hospital, the GP clinic predominantly. We still come there, so it's a start. Eventually, it'll be rolled out across the country.
Eventually, it's one of the goals where we want to move to a system where it's more accessible. We are more accessible to the patients.
Yeah. It's a global world, as localized as our actions and our thoughts, and sometimes as we feel. Whether it's for work or pleasure, we travel, having this convenience. Sometimes it could be life-saving. Something unexpected happens. Somebody could access it, whether it's the physician overseas, without having that delay. Now, technologies as we leverage more. What else are we looking at HSA?
Well, right now, this is one of the biggest we're trying to push out. It's something that patients have been asking for a really long time. Like I said, having to not be able to come in and sit down and fill out a request just to get some lab results saves people time and energy. So this is one of them that we're so proud of to roll out now to the general public and see how people receive it. Another thing we have, I don't know, I think you mentioned it earlier, reminders. We have that being sent out now to a lot of the patients here. So I know a lot of people are ecstatic to have, you don't have to worry about that phone call coming in anymore. You have an email coming in now saying that your appointment is in X amount of days, so you can kind of go and confirm at that point as well. But one of the things with the patient portal as well is that whenever you go in there and you have an appointment that is already scheduled, it allows you to even save that appointment to, say, your phone or even your Outlook on your computer. So you actually have your reminder there set as well.
And the appointments reminder service, though, is something separate from. So the patient portal has its own reminder,
right?
And then the appointments reminder service, that's separate as well. And this is. So you'll receive an email reminder with detailed information about your appointments, including date, time, physician name, specialty, and location. And this email will be sent 2 days before your appointment. So you'll be able to cancel or confirm that appointment. And if you do cancel, it works out for us because then another patient can get that slot that you just canceled that. And for this service, how you sign up for this service, you just, the next time you're booking an appointment, you provide your email address and indicate that you want that service, or you could contact or visit any of our registration clerks and they'll put you in the system.
Right.
Now, if I may ask, and I don't want to use the word discreet because sometimes people may interpret that into this as normal usage, but in computer science, I understand it has a different thing. So let's say there's a family email. So maybe it's shared by 2 people, maybe it's shared by the household, whether it's 2 or 4. For each individual member who wants to use the patient reminder system for their appointments and like one email per patient, or can one email?
Oh, well, you can have any email set up for any person. So if you want for another family member, if you want to see all their appointments, you'd use the same email address, which is something I wouldn't necessarily recommend, but it can be done.
Okay. Can I read this one verbatim? So we got a message online from listeners. Says, very much, thanks very much for the information. Currently searching on the most recent iOS platform. I cannot find my HSA or anything similar. So this person has been trying to register for use of the HSA online, as well as searching for the app for some time now without any success. Can we get some more directions how we can find the app in the first place?
So if the app is called, it's not my HSA, it's called the Health Life app. And like I said, you'll be able to find it on both iOS and Android device. Also, if you go on to our HSA website, you'll be able to see a picture of that app. So you'll see a clear visual of what that app is. Now, we don't have a downloadable link on there as yet.
No, not as yet.
Right. So,
but maybe the person is not typing it in correctly because, as I say, it's Health letter E, Life.
Okay. Now, that is the app for it, and then some for the HSA, My HSA.
My HSA, patient portal.
Right.
All right. So, Health Life. The letter E. HEALTHELIFE.
Right.
Correct.
And you'll see the publisher being the company in which we use our health record, which is Cerner.
Cerner,
yeah. So that's how you verify that is the correct app that you're using.
All right. And then so would the person, again, just for my benefit and those of us who may not quite sure, if a person is looking to do this, would they go to the HSA.ky site first and then go across, or do they go in their app store?
Looking to access the app. So they go to hsa.ky first, sign up for Patient Portal, and once they've completed registration and everything, then they download the app. Or even if you want to download the app first, you just won't be able to log into the app because you need that My HSA, those My HSA credentials, the username, the password to log into the app.
And as you shared, a photo ID is required initially.
Photo ID is required.
As part of the security measure.
Because we have to confirm who you are, that you are who you say you are.
Okay. Yeah. I'm Susan. I don't think so. No, I joke. Hopefully people would say, I don't know what it said, but they were laughing about it. So let me call and find out more. It is secure, as you shared, very, very secure. Information is there. And it gives us an opportunity to be efficient, but also very responsive right then and there.
Correct.
So with the greatest respect, it may not be the person attending a physician overseas somewhere. It may be, without HSA, and then say, listen, go down to doctor outside specialists right there and there. They could do it electronically.
Exactly.
Now, we would need a capability of the smart tablet device, something another, internet connection, and email.
Connection and camera functionality you would need to have.
All right, at least you don't need to be that photogenic. That's helpful. I might just be able to do there. Now, from that perspective, as we look at it, when people are signing up for it, they're online. Some of the added benefits, it's no cost, it's efficient, it's real time.
Real time.
All right. Wow. And it's secure.
And secure.
Well,
you don't have to come into the hospital. Well, as I said, just with Georgetown General Practice, you don't have to come into the hospital. You don't have to call. You just book online.
Someone just messaged, and hopefully I read it correctly. We can make appointments. 2 days before you get the reminder, hey, your appointment, you confirm. At that point, can you reschedule for instance, your appointment is booked for Monday, but
on the portal, it does allow you to even cancel your appointment and reschedule it as well. But those aren't instantaneous. They go to a request, and someone else fills out that information for you or perform that request for you.
Okay.
Yeah.
So something, because some of us unexpectedly, work, school, something happens, and they say, "Well, I can't make it Monday again, for whatever reason," but I can advise them.
Yeah, but that's if you're doing it on the patient portal. Now, if it's just the appointment reminder service, say, for example, you're just in your email and you see it pop up, cancel or confirm, there's no reschedule button right now.
Okay.
Yeah, so you'd have to call back or use the patient portal and book another appointment or reschedule.
If you want to
on
reschedule.
the patient portal.
Okay. That gives us the option, because sometimes some of us, we don't necessarily remember our appointments, and we're so accustomed to get that phone call. We just know it's going to happen. Now here's another way that makes it. We all have these devices in our hands. All of us. I don't know why.
It makes life easier.
It does. I don't know. Maybe for you young folks. I would almost joke and jest and say, father was playing with his daughter the other day and said, let's play catch. And she would put her phone down and say, you need two hands to catch. But the phone, they're just kidding. No, I'm glad that we're getting into that era where that makes it so much easier. As the public is listening, as we close our discussion, what would you share with them in relation to using the MyHSA and the patient portal?
Just that if it, as I said, it does make life easier, it's more convenient, especially for those who are tech savvy and much rather the online way. So it also has a lot of benefits. You can get your results. It's right at your fingertips. So my advice would be to utilize it. It's a service that's for the patients and to make the patient experience much better than it was. So definitely.
Yeah, and over time, we're going to make sure that we push out more functionality to the app. So once again, it just makes your life that much easier. Limit your dependence on having to, phone someone or even come down here physically to do certain tasks. You can just do it right from your phone.
And even if you have to come in physically for the sign up, at least once you get that out of the way, you could just continue to use it, sign in regularly online, and just use it from there.
Right.
Yeah. Now, someone just asked, and with the greatest respect, if I can just ask you on here, we know the pharmacy has something in relation to ordering prescriptions and refilling and the like. Is this connected or separate apart?
No, you can get to the pharmacy section of our website from the patient portal. It's just a link, but we do have our online refills section on our main www.hsa website, and that's where you'd go and do that.
All right, the person did say this, but the reason why thank you so much, Sean, for letting me ask it. Why I asked that is that many of us believe, well, I do that already with the pharmacy, so therefore, no, if you're accustomed to ordering your refills online with the pharmacy, great, continue that. But this is separate and distinct.
Correct. It is separate.
Right? So if you want to be able to get your patient records, patient history to some extent, make your appointments, you need to go through this avenue.
Yes.
Yeah. And if you don't want to sign up to the patient portal, even though we advise you to, and you want to use the pharmacy refill, it's there. It's like there on the homepage. You just click on that and you can still get your refills without having to sign up.
Don't assume that if you're on the pharmacy that you order it automatically.
Correct.
No.
Correct.
Yeah. And I not inferring that the person, I didn't say that. No, the person didn't say that, but I used the opportunity to ask that question because many of us would think, well, I always, do this. No. You have to be very conscious and deliberate and sign up for MyHSA.
They're just two different functionalities that we have,
All right. Well, I really appreciate not only you sharing this with us, and it's a recent launch that HSA has put out. Someone's probably not fully aware of it. Many of us are starting to use it now. More and more will make it available, and the app is there.
Yes.
All right. I really appreciate it. And if I may, Monique, publicly thank you for this wonderful initiative that as we continue our partnership with the HSA and having the different departments feature the different things that you guys are doing over there. The public.
You're welcome. And thank you so much for having us, for giving us this opportunity to showcase what's happening at the HSA each week.
Well, as you say, it is MyHSA. I mean, you can look at it how you want, but if we are invested in it, if we do what we can as constructive as we can to improve it, hey, we're going to benefit.
Yeah, definitely.
Everybody wants the very best health care.
That's right.
Let's see if we can do our part and make it such, right?
Yep.
Yep.
All right. Looking forward to our following discussions as the week goes on. Any closing thoughts, Mr. Sean, you may want to share with our listeners in relation to the MyHSA?
I just hope that a lot of people would just come and see what it is up front and give us some feedback as well as to what functionality that you would love to see. We are in the works of getting new things up on the site to help, like I said, better experience. So we're looking forward to seeing how many people get on there and use it.
So first off, www.hsa.ky would be the first sort of launching point.
To sign up.
All right.
Or just drop in and visit our registration counter.
Yeah. That's what I like to hear.
Even at your next visit, you can just tell someone right there and then that, yes, you want to sign up for the patient portal, and they can do it right there and then.
All right.
Or if you're still old-fashioned, then you could just call. Yeah.
She looked at me and go, yeah. I like to call.
Okay, well.
No, but thank you. It is easy though. I know people who have signed up for it. They have found it quite handy thus far. So congrats on another evolving sort of technology that we can apply to our people.
Thank you.
To our listeners, myhsa.ky and let it be yours indeed. We'll pause and take our news break. When we come back, more Talk Today.
You are listening to Radio Cayman, the voice of the Cayman Islands.
Radio Cayman. Radio Cayman's newsroom. Headline. These are the biggest stories right now.
Police responding to a report of a burglary in progress in Northside find a man inside a home armed with a machete. 911 dispatched officers to the Old Robin Road residence shortly before 11 p.m. on Saturday, June 30th. The 35-year-old man from Northside has been arrested on suspicion of burglary. Police say investigations conducted while the man was in custody led to him also being arrested on suspicion of a previous burglary in Northside. The man has now been charged with aggravated burglary for the June 30th incident. Good afternoon, I'm Dion Anglin with your headlines in news elsewhere. 12 boys and their football coach trapped in a flooded cave in Thailand have received their first food and medical treatment for 10 days. 7 divers, including a doctor and a nurse, joined the group inside the caves in the north of the country after they were discovered alive on Monday. Rescuers are now considering how best to bring the group to safety. The head of Poland's Supreme Court has vowed to defy a controversial new law forcing her and dozens of senior judges to retire early. Chief Justice Prof. Małgorzata Gersdorf has been told she must step down at midnight in line with new legislation, but a spokesman for the Supreme Court said she would go to work as normal on Wednesday. And Nigeria captain John Mikel Obi said the insecurity in the country is scary after his father was kidnapped for the second time in 7 years. Michael Obi and his driver were abducted at gunpoint on June 26th in Enugu, but were released on Monday. Mikel was told of his father's capture for hours before playing in Nigeria's 2-1 World Cup defeat by Argentina. That's a wrap of your headlines. I'm Dion Anglin.
Radio Cayman, the voice of the Cayman Islands. What's happening in your community? News and information, music and more. You can find us. www.radiocayman.gov.ky. Like us on Facebook and follow us on Twitter. Radio Cayman is your choice, your voice for today's biggest news. Radio Cayman.
Talk today. But I do have some questions. Talk today.
Cayman Islands' foremost listeners' participation program.
Talk today.
Because there are more questions than answers.
What the public is saying.
Waiting to take your calls right now. Sterling Dwayne Ebanks.
Hey, good afternoon. Welcome back to Talk Today. Thank you for joining us as we invite you to be a part of our sort of final discussion here. It's going to be some open line for the remainder of our program. And off the bat, I want to say special thanks to our good people over the HSA. Chance then to speak to both Monique Spence and Sean Cohen. If you're not accessing, using, you are not aware, well, there is the, My HSA, MYHSA, My HSA. It's a free online patient portal. As a patient, you can have access to your health information Any day, every day, all day long, any time of the week, anywhere you are. So it's a free service. You just sign up for it. Go to hsa.ky. There's an app there. Health Life is the app that you use. You can do it online. You can do it in person over the HSA. You're going to have to give them some information as part of the, security measures to make sure that it remains secure. So a photo ID, you're going to need to take a picture of yourself as well and go through. Now, while you're there for your next appointment, maybe you're visiting somebody at the HSA, go in and sign up then and there. Any questions, ask them. They can allay any fears you may have. Hey, sometimes many of us will quickly jump on these things. Some of us may have a bit of a, reticence and some reservations. That's understandable. But as we talk about it, as we understand how the technology is being leveraged, as we become comfortable and, have confidence in the security and the like, maybe it'll be increasingly beneficial to us. Now, it is open line. Today is Tuesday. Yesterday was a Monday holiday. Now, we'll talk about what the holiday was about. The fact that the next holiday isn't until November. I'll share with you what, and I must share that if it's not improper or if you feel it's necessary full disclosure, I endorse what the fellow was saying to me. He said, listen, between July and November, that's a very long time, and no holidays. When you have a holidays in January, now we have two when we celebrate New Year's Day and the other one. Then in February, March, where we have one where depending on Ash Wednesday falls, and then March, April, May, and June, July, there's holidays, including not just our Easter celebration and the Queen's birthday and Discovery, all important days to celebrate. But should we have the holiday between July and November? Should the Heroes Day celebration be renamed and repositioned to occur? His view, sometime in that time frame, like him, I say, well, September is a good time for different reasons. But he shared not just a holiday, but a holiday to celebrate the country and its people. We're in the season of celebrating our coat of arms and our Constitution. As we celebrate our people, he said increasingly, we look at countries have, a day, and it's the name of the country and it's day. It's a country to have a day for its people, whether it's to celebrate its labor, whether it's to celebrate its traditions in relation to farming or the like, whether it's to celebrate its independence, its emancipation, its people, a day to recognize this day. So whether we call it Cayman Day, whether we call it Reconciliation Day, it doesn't matter. We find an appropriate day and we celebrate all that is, sort of not just beautiful about the country, but all that is, the country. It's good and it's bad. Bring it part, of its whole issue. Now he shares that as we're moving forward, we're seeing increasingly that the country is looking at independence, autonomy. We're not an independent nation, whether that is something that will unfold in any time soon or at all is irrelevant. His view is simply that we need to celebrate the people, strong emphasis. The Heroes Day celebration perhaps allows that. Is the timing the best? Is it, too early in the year and we get caught up in all that is happening? Does it, in his mind, serve its true purpose? Would it have even more meaning? For one, it breaks that long stretch when there's no sort of public holiday. But it also gives people a chance to reflect on it. He says, when he was in the U.S., their Labor Day wasn't just about sales. It had a meaning. But we look at other countries now, not up to speed with all the different holidays that are being celebrated. You may have a similar view. You may be like something he said he had a view. Well, another holiday as a business, how can we afford that? If we got to pay people extra. Now he shares that that's another thought. As we've been amending our labor legislation, every day is the same now. And unlike the traditional practices of paying people that worked on Saturdays, time and a half, or who worked on Sundays or public holidays, double time. These days, that rarely happens. People are working every day, not just those in construction or hospitality, but even those that are working in the financial sector. Holiday, whether it was yesterday, as he experienced with some of his own closest family and friends, they had to go to work. The only difference is that they didn't have to dress up with their normal attire, but they still had to serve their clients, respond to things that they would do today. The difference between yesterday and today is, their dress code was a bit relaxed, and yesterday there weren't that many people working, but there were many who were in the offices nonetheless. Now, we've become accustomed to people in uniform, people here in the media, people in hospitality, working on holidays and on weekends. But again, that changing paradigm. So he's thinking, we can have these holidays. It doesn't have to be a Monday holiday. It could be, something that we celebrate on a Saturday, but recognizing our people. Even if it was a Monday holiday, why not? What's your view? 949-8037 or 1-800-534-8255. Or you can WhatsApp 925-3261. Now, as you're going through your summer, as the children either have sort of graduated and are moving on to their next steps, as they're considering, what sort of colleges, what careers. Perhaps there's a case where students now are leaving primary school and going into high school. A lot of changes, a lot of opportunities, a lot of people with excitement, but also many who have that dread. What's next? If they graduate and they go into the workplace, will there be employment opportunities for them? If they're going to go off to university, will they have the funding to get there? Will they, when they finish, not only have an opportunity to return to Cayman and find employment, but will they actually be motivated to come back to Cayman? Will they see this as home with a chance for them to succeed and to make a contribution? And I mention that because a number of you have increasingly expressed concern that not much different when other Caribbean nations experience what they term the brain drain. There's a fear that Cayman likewise could experience that if we continue to displace our people and let them feel that sense of hopelessness, missed opportunity. Let's go to our phones. Hey, good afternoon and welcome. You're on Talk Today.
Mr. Moderator, good afternoon. Thanks for taking my call. How are you doing?
Good afternoon, sir. How are you?
Giving thanks. Instead of complaining about what I got, I'm thankful for what I do got. You know what I mean?
I hear you, man. We have a lot to be thankful for.
Now, Constitution Day was yesterday. It's usually the first Monday of July we celebrate it. Constitution Day. I had a very special guest on my show yesterday. I had Dr. Frank Suarez Macfield on my show, Brack Carib Gardens, and we discussed a myriad of things, but we did briefly talk about the Constitution, our coat of arms, and the significance thereof. I don't think we fully understand what it is to have a coat of arms. It's more than just the emblems, and until we get to a point where we understand the significance, for instance, we don't have an army. Are we prepared to pick up arms in defense of our country or in defense of the mother country? And in teaching the youngsters about the various symbols that make up the coat of arms, do we appreciate their significance, right? Also, now is not the time to increase the pension of government workers. Obviously, a pension is something we all pay into, and there are talks that the leader is suggesting that more government workers, i.e. civil servants, pay a bit more in to the purse of the pension. I don't think that's a good move, not at this point, not at a time when so many across the various sectors are complaining about the high cost of living. The standard of living is very good here. We enjoy a high standard of living, but doubly, we also have a very high cost of living, and people are feeling the pinch. Even those who work 7 days a week, or a good 9 to 5, people that make a good salary are complaining that they're feeling the pinch of these times. Our leader is also on his way to Jamaica to attend a CARICOM meeting. Let us be discussing Brexit, Mr. Moderator, at a level of the talk shows and at the level of town hall meetings. Let us be discussing Brexit, how it's going to affect us. It's very, very important that we do so. That's my contribution for today. I want to thank you for taking
I appreciate it.
call.
If you have a second more, the idea of independence or more autonomy, however you want to spin that just now in the early days, respectfully, do you think that if we were to go that route, that we would need a standing army, whether we call it a militia, a regiment, or otherwise, that we would need this thing for our internal defense, as it were, an army, as it were?
Absolutely. And I think a good place to start is with the Cayman Islands Cadet Corps. That's a very good place to start. When I was in Israel in 2008, I was awestruck to see young people as young as 16, 17, and 18 years old in uniform with a gun. No toy, bobo, no toy, with loaded guns, but they're trained from young to defend their country. And you know what, though? We are truly never independent. You know, there is a interdependency, rather. No man is an island. No nation stands alone. So it's all about our allies and knowing who we would work closest with, having embassies around the world. But it's something that we should prepare for. We should be very well prepared for it. And it starts by educating our people. And you know something? It starts with being able to roll up our sleeves and do the dirty work. Everybody won't get to the top, you know. Nobody wants to take off the necktie and roll up their sleeves and actually put their hand in the work. That's where it starts. And we started from the bottom come up, not from the top come down. That is why West Indies Federation failed. Yes, I am pro-independence. I think it's something we need to prepare for. And for those persons who would want to get their pension, congratulations, Mr. Kenneth Bryan. Congratulations, representative from Georgetown Central. But that motion, which got the support of the government, is for those in the private sector. The other pension that affects then those that are not within the government. You see, the government will not be too quick to support government workers, civil servants being able to pull their pension too soon. I mean, in the private sector, those who are non-government workers, they can get up to 50,000, or if you're going in as a couple, up to 100,000. People don't want no foreclosure. They don't want to lose the little home where they work hard for, you know. They might get laid off and things. So now is not the time to be cutting your salary to put more in. Now is the time for the government to seriously consider, as Mr. Elio Solomon did when he was an acting MLA, to allow people to get their money now. And it's unfair that it's hard for Caymanians to pull it when they direly need it. But foreigners can come here for 7 years, work hard in this country and a work permit, and when they want to go back to where they come from, they get their pension and they haul their backside and they're gone. That's my contribution for today. My condolences to the West Bay family. Another one gone too soon. God bless you. Bye-bye.
Blessings, man. With that reference, you know, that's what makes sometimes this job that much harder. You have to literally smile and wave and put on a good face when you know that your heart is heavy. Let's pause and take a break. When you come back, we'll talk to you.
Satisfy your World Cup cravings at Merengue Town. Now under sole ownership by Mr. Johnny. $15 bucket specials during the game. And after game time, it's party time. With Karaoke Wednesdays, the Friday night party with DJ Bambino. And on Saturday and Sunday, get your sweetness on with DJ Sugar. Enjoy free finger foods and soup. And don't forget about the fried fish specials. Only at Merengue Town. Located in Georgetown on Boilers Road off Walkers Road. Merengue Town. It's time. Feel the rhythm. Time to feel the vibes. It's time for Merengue Town.
Water Authority Cayman wishes to advise its valuable customers that planned sewerage infrastructure works will occur in the vicinity of the intersection of North Church Street and West Bay Road from approximately 6 a.m. to 5 p.m. on Sunday, the 8th of July, 2018. Works will occur between the location of the newly approved boutique hotel opposite Kirk Market on North Church Street and an existing manhole opposite Baytown Plaza on West Bay Road. During this time, it will be necessary to keep one lane of traffic closed at all times. Northbound traffic will continue to have access to West Bay via West Bay Road and North Church Street, but southbound traffic will be diverted around the work area via Eastern Avenue and Bodden Road. Traffic signs will be posted in the general vicinity, and all motorists are asked to drive with caution to ensure their own safety as well as that of the Water Authority staff. The Water Authority appreciates the patience and understanding of the motoring public as it upgrades its wastewater infrastructure to better serve its customers and apologizes for any inconvenience this may cause.
The guys are coming over this weekend to watch the game. What should I make?
I'm so tired of the same food we always throw together.
Oh, let's check out Tanya's kitchen and see what new recipes she has. I'm sure we can find something.
Wow, there's a lot on this website. Skirt steak with chimichurri, warm ricotta and sausage dip.
Breadfruit salad, lobster ceviche.
With a little help from TanyasKitchen.ky, cooking for your next gathering just got a whole lot easier and tastier. What are you in the mood for?
Headlines.
With the latest headlines.
Headlines.
All the news when you want it. Tune in to Radio Cayman for hourly headlines of the day's top stories.
One of Cayman's bright and shining young stars.
Local, regional, international.
Headlines.
Turning to international news. Updates on the hour between 7 a.m. and 6 p.m. on weekdays. Radio Cayman News.
Headlines.
Your voice, your choice for today's biggest news.
Important notice for all contractors, including general, civil, residential, building, and trade contractors. The Department of Planning would like to inform you that in order to pull permits and request inspections, your company must be registered with the Builders Board by July 31st, 2018. Failure to register with the Builders Board will prevent you from seeking permits and inspections. Fees and applications can be found online at www.planning.ky. All applications and fees for all contractors must be submitted by July 31st, 2018. If you're ready to talk, we're willing to listen. Radio Cayman's Talk Today with Sterling Dwayne Ebanks. Call 1-800-534-8255. That's 1-800-534-TALK.
Hey, good afternoon. Welcome back to Talk Today. 949-8037. Or toll free at 1-800-534-8255. Of course, you can send us an email if you choose. talktoday@candw.ky. And likewise, always WhatsApp. Whether it's for the record or whether it's here and Talk Today, or whether you're just making a request, or WhatsApp is always handy. I think Miss Susan takes it home with her in the evening too, so it's 925-3261. No, she doesn't. It's here 24/7. We all have access to it when it is our turn to access it. So you send it through while we're here, and we'll happily share, if you so choose, what you send through, if it's for our segment. Our WhatsApp is 925-3261. Now, the last caller, put forward some positions and views in relation to as we, what would be like moving forward. Now, I know we brought the discussion up some time back about the idea of independence. Would that require a standing army of the like? I shared with you last week that some individuals have said, we need to start moving forward that discussion about our own internal security. And now, a fellow, he said, while you're here, before the game starts, let's have a quick little session about this. If I'm not mistaken, he might even call it a rap session. He said the country needs to, whether it's independent or otherwise, ensure that through national service, all of its citizens start to participate in some sort of organized entity. You want to call it a regiment, whatever you want to call it, a National Guard, and the intent isn't to defend the nation against an impending invasion. Now, it would provide training that allows a contingent of its people, just like we did during World War II, and some would even tell you even prior to that. We went and we served alongside the UK or the US to defend freedom and democracy. But this training would be for our national security. So we focus on national disasters, whether it's a hurricane or otherwise. We position our people with the skill sets from the first aid and the other skill-trained individuals who will be able to respond to helping out, maybe as part of a Coast Guard or other areas. It'll be voluntary, and he thought, as part of our training, we can start very early. It wouldn't be in the lines that only for some children, it'll be for all. That most athletic of child to the most gifted in music or in academics or otherwise. All of us participate. And it's about bringing them with a sense of unity and a shared commonality, because it's in defense, in service to the country. Not focusing on war and the like, but focusing on service. And it'll be to all. Now, he said that he went through something similarly, in his own home country as a teen. He thought it could be something that we could introduce very early in our schools to help with discipline. Not discipline in the sense of unruly behavior, but discipline in the sense of developing a work ethic. Discipline in the sense that you see things through and you follow through. Now, 949-8037, or toll free with compliments of flow as we go to our phones. Hey, good afternoon and welcome. You're on Talk Today.
Good afternoon, Sterling.
Good afternoon, ma'am. How are you today?
I am very thankful and highly blessed. How was your holiday? How was your long weekend?
It was good. I'm very thankful.
Peaceful?
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am.
Restful and peaceful and thankful.
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am.
Thank you very much. Mine is that way every day.
Thank God. Yeah.
God is good.
Amen. All the time.
I listened so closely to those from HSA, right?
Mm-hmm.
That just left
Yes, ma'am.
a little bit ago about the online thing. I've heard it said. I've heard it been talked. I overheard it, I should say. Being talked about up at HSA.
Right.
That this was coming on. But with people that do not have, I understood and know a lot of people too that still understand that's only for people that have online business.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and it's going to be starting first at the general practice, right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. But for many, many years ago now, the CEO there, I'm going to call her name, Miss Lizette Yearwood, she has been there quite a number of years now, right?
She's been there for a while. Yeah,
quite a while, a while. And then it's still quite a few years since she got that position there. Quite a few years now since she got the officer. She stopped being an actor,
right?
Or acting, yeah. Mr. Ardenberg, Hollywood.
Yes, ma'am.
Anyway, I did say to her from a very, very long time ago. This was actually probably about 2 weeks or more before she did get the position and came out of the acting.
Mm-hmm.
About where they had stopped calling people to remind them calling patients to remind them of their appointments. Say if you got an appointment that is like 3 months apart or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
And then they had stopped doing that. But then it came back at quite a while before it came right back. But now for the last, this is June now.
Mm-hmm.
I would say since the ending of last year, it's been happening. Especially at the specialist clinic.
Yeah, they call and remind. Right.
Yeah, they get a call to remind you. And then, But what I really want to say, and I can say this now, I know somebody probably listening, they need to work on when people call in to whichever department. When I say people, I mean patients or whatever, or family members of patients or whatever. Call in and leave a message or whatever. That's very important. They should really try to get back to the individual. And,
mm-hmm.
Yeah, because a lot of people is complaining. Oh, they don't even send you back. They don't even return your call back and say they had got this message or whatever. You know what I mean, Sterling?
Yes, ma'am.
After all, it is health, So yes, so Sterling, I'm gonna say this now. People may say, "Oh, she's so positive today," and all the rest of the time she's so criticizing and stuff. So I speak of it as it is.
Right, and that is it. I think that perhaps as we get more involved, and I don't say this lightly. I don't say it to inflame anybody. I don't say it as any kind of political statement anyway. But if we continue to look at our health system and our education system and champion it for it to be the very best, the people at the helm, the resources that we employ, the way we go about it, because it is all of us who are affected by this, then we can improve it. And if our comments can be taken as constructive as possible, then it's going to be to our benefit. So I appreciate you sharing it and calling it as you see it,
Sterling?
Yes,
Sterling?
ma'am. Yes, ma'am.
I need to switch now to supermarkets now.
Okay, we're almost at the end of the program, but yes, ma'am.
I can make this short and sweet.
Yes, ma'am.
Short and sweet, and I mean positive sweet. I'm going to say this. I'm going to say the West Bay Republic.
Mm-hmm.
FFF.
Mm-hmm.
I had 2 experiences there from new cashier. Huh?
Mm-hmm.
One is rushing me. So I said, "You Russian?" He says, "No, it's others behind you." I said, "Hello, but I am in line now, and you tending to me now. You can't rush." I said, "Listen, poor Mr. David." I shouldn't say that. Dear Mr. David Foster. That's what I said. I said, "Do make him turn over out there. I said, it's a calm out there. Now, please don't let it turn rough now, because let him rest in peace."
Yes, ma'am.
Okay? Because he was one that said to me, and I had to say this to one of his staff members. I think it's one of the relatives too. I said to him then. I said, "You see that photo there with him smiling?" I said, "I've been saying to Woody, I need to have one like that, because I know how he were in person, and he knows how I were in person. He used to tell me that I was his very best and will always be his very best cashier."
Yes, well, he was a remarkable, remarkable man. I think he has left an incredible legacy, and maybe more of us, can continue to appreciate it. Thank you, respectful man. Thank you for sharing with us. Respectful, us leave us with that. And for those of us in the sector, always remember that a customer for you is the customer that you have to be attentive to and do our very best in all we do. And it's a challenging day, especially for some of us, even more so. But let's continue to pray and see if we can draw on strength. Until tomorrow, be blessed.
Talk Today is brought to you by South Coast Bar and Grill in Breakers, a true Caymanian experience.
Voice of the Cayman Islands, Radio Cayman.
We love our listeners.
Radio Cayman in the Cayman Islands.